Egypt bans new Marvel movie due to openly gay character. In a tweet on April 23rd, a chain of movie theaters in Egypt announced they wouldn't be offering Marvel's newest installation of Doctor Strange over the gay character America Chavez featuring in the film. A Muslim dominated country, Egypt's cultural acceptance of homosexuality is almost non existent, and homosexuality is effectively criminalized. In an interview with The New Arab, an anonymous source privy to the matter explained that the ban is over a gay character. Quote, the film is banned because of the presence of the openly homosexual character America Chavez, the source said. This led the country to also banning the movie Eternals, an earlier blockbuster Marvel film, for having a scene that features two males kissing. The ban was confirmed by Ahmed Abdel-Geleel, the head of the Egyptian Censorship Authority. Saudi Arabia also objected to the film and requested an edit from Disney. Nawaf Alsabhan, the general supervisor of cinema classification for Saudi Arabia, said, it's just her talking about her mums because she has two mums. But, quote, being in the Middle East, it's very tough to pass something like this. Al-Sabab and Al-Sabban added. Disney refused the edits, and thus the film will not receive clearance to be shown in Saudi cinemas. So this is a major loss because honestly, Doctor Strange is objectively the best part of the Marvel cinema universe. I don't care about anything else except Doctor Strange. And also it's just, it's just ridiculous. Armin, your thoughts?
I don't see this as a loss. People are going to get this movie. They're going to download it. Like you, Bengali just said, I'm going to download the movie, right? And I think it's a win. I mean, thank you for Disney for not cutting it. I appreciate that. I hope they have. I hope they show the same spine against CCP demands for editing their movies and videos, right? So, but this is good. This is how American cultural supremacy is going to spread Enlightenment values across the planet, right? Because people want to see American movies. I mean, come on, right? It's like the two top countries with the strongest culture, exporting culture, are United States of America and South Korea, right? So they are. It's so good that the countries that have produce the culture, produce the movies and music and games and everything that the world really wants to see, and it's in demand internationally, are also countries that have superior values, Enlightenment values, right? So given just consuming the culture that is being exported out of these countries is going to help other countries lift to their level, to be more tolerant. I mean, like, do you think like Egyptians are not going to see this movie? They're going to see this movie, and now they're going to see the version of it that has a gay character in it. They're going to see the uncut version of it. They're not going to see a censored version of it. So this is good exposure. This is a win, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying like it's kind of this Streisand effect, like the fact that you're banning it will mean that people like will go out of their way to go look for it.
Not even that. It's Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Egyptians who are into Marvel are gonna skip this one?
No,
they're not gonna skip this one. They're gonna find a way to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And now, in Egypt, this helps in the process of normalization of LGBT, acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard to get, like, just because something is bad. I mean, anybody can get the movie. Like, it's not that hard.
I mean, it might be more difficult to find it in a version that has Arabic subtitles, though.
No,
find a ripped version.
No, because subtitles. In every movie that comes out, there are like so many different subtitles that people just make for you to go download, Like just go look Arabic subtitles. I don't know, any Marvel movie. Okay, there's not one. There's like a gazillion different versions of it. Like you could find ones that has the M's and the ums, or explains the sounds in the backgrounds, or the ones that don't explain that. Like people contribute. This is, you don't even need Marvel or anybody to contribute that. People, this is like open source. Like people contribute to that anyways, because because when there's a demand, people make the subtitles. Yeah, yeah. Katie said, what?
Stormy is saying Susanna is a piracy version.
Exactly. That's why you don't. Now people, I think a lot of people in the live chat were like, "Why do you say?" Look, no, this is you can get the subtitles. Don't worry.
I don't really be watching movies like that. Like,
Also,
when I do, I
because
watch them with you, and you find them.
yeah, and also Susanna doesn't know or how to find subtitles, because she doesn't need subtitles, because most good movies are made in a language that she speaks. So
I actually prefer to have a movie with subtitles on, even though I speak English. I'll put on
yeah,
English
especially in the especially in the Batman movie that we were watching with each other recently, because Batman speaks like half of the time we're like, what the hell did he just say? I'm gonna go get a pizza. Like, I don't like. Yeah, we need. This is in English, and we need subtitles.
But how long?
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw a lot of reactions to this online, and there were some people who are like, you know what? On second thought, like it is good that they banned this movie because this is against our like Arab culture. What do you think about that? I think that's absurd.
No, it's not absurd. It is against Arab culture because it's better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, it's a superior culture, and it will win over inferior cultures. And yeah, it is against it, and I hope it dominates over it.
Yeah, I guess I see cultures as more expansive. So currently yes. But I very much think that like, oh, like Arab culture can expand to be accepting of these things. Like I don't see that as antithetical.
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay, so that's just a different way of saying what I just said. So it will
Yeah,
crush it,
you're right.
and out of the ashes, something better will come out of it. So yeah, sure, I agree with that. But again, another thing, Doctor Strange is the best of all the Marvel characters, right?
Yes.
And this movie is going to be the best of Doctor Strange. Like this is going to be, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about it, but this is going to be epic. Okay, I mean, the scenery itself, the visuals is glorious. Even if you're not into the story, like some of them don't have good stories, but I just enjoy the visuals. They just visually so stimulating. Especially Doctor Strange ones, they're so stimulating.
In any Marvel movie, like it only gets good for me when Doctor Strange shows up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And what's the guy who runs is his name Wong? I'm like, can't everyone else leave? Like Wong stay longer. Like
Oh, the other wizard? Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyways, don't miss this movie, Egypt. Make sure you get it.
It comes out next week. Can we watch it together?
Yes. Yes.
Yay! Okay.
Okay. By the way, when I say superior to Arab culture, if anybody thinks that's racist, it's because you're racializing the culture. Okay. I think the Arab people are capable of better culture than a culture that is anti-LGBT. So I'm actually not being racist.
I would agree.
You're being racist that you think that this is the only thing they're capable of. You're racializing their culture. Okay.
And also, I mean, people might just be sensitive about that coming from a Persian. But this gives me an opportunity to actually openly congratulate and thank Armin for going toe to toe with anti-Arab racists on the Persian side of Atheist Republic like never before. Guys, you have no idea the level of heat that Armin has been getting over in the Persian branch of Atheist Republic for being extremely firm in opposing anti-Arab racism. Like, it's been getting heated and hot over there, and Armin is like standing like, come at me, give me your best shot. Like, when
Yeah.
everyone's like, explain yourself, Armin. Like, it's been intense, but our
So
anti-racist king over here.
yeah. So for people who don't know, this is some next level stuff. You know how a lot of you, because you're from India, you know what happened. The people who came after us because of Sexy Cali and stuff, like all that drama that happened. Okay, so something like that is happening in Persian right now, and that a lot of you are not seeing because I'm doing something on the Persian channel, which I'm touching upon something that is very sensitive in Iran, which is I'm exposing how common anti-Arab racism is in Iran, and this is like I hit a nerve basically right now, and a lot of people are coming for me, and a lot of people are promising to end me. Like I'm like, I mean, as I had India, like I dealt with this. Like this is not. So I think like I just want to thank the Hindutva for training me to be more resilient against crowds coming at me, because now the same thing is happening in Iran. Anyways, oh, thank you, Blank Dancing. Good job, Armin. Yeah. Because here's another interesting thing is that it's very similar to what happened in India, right? Because in India we make anti-Islam content, and a lot of Hindutva people were like celebrating that, and then we noticed like we're attacking some people's sacred beliefs, and the people who are supporting us, they have their own sacred stuff that were like, okay, we're creating a crowd of people that have their own dogmatic views, so we don't want to be biased. So we looked at our following and we're like, okay, let's poke at your dogma. And then they did, and that caused a backlash because they were following us, right? So in Iran as well, a lot of people who are against Islam, that anti-Islam view has turned into being anti-Arab. So we also noticed that by being anti-Islam in Persian, we're creating we have a following of a lot of people who are clapping while we're anti-Islam, but they also have a whole bunch of views that we don't endorse. So we looked at their sacred cows, and we realized that their sacred cows is Aryan supremacy, and I don't know, Fars Persian supremacy, and anti-Arab, racism. So we were like, okay, let's go over this again. let's look at our, again, it's easy to build a cult if you just look at your crowd and feed them what they want. And it's easy to grow like that. And this is why we don't grow, because we do the exact opposite. We look at our crowd, and instead of feeding them what they want, we attacked everything that they hold dear. And this is how we lose followers. All right.
I think you've been doing a good job, and I wanted to tell you on the English side of things so people know what you're doing over there. And it's also been very hilarious. What did you say? Because part of this, for those who know, the controversy is around renaming the Persian Gulf to the Arab Gulf. It would just set people's brains on fire. And what did you say to Babak last night? You're like, I'm gonna call it Al Khalij Al Arabi just to piss off, like, as Arab.
Yeah, true.
Saying it as the most Arab that he can make it.
Later today, I have an interview with an Iranian Arab, just because he's going to talk to me about how he feels as an Iranian Arab in a country where there's so much anti-Arab racism. Okay, Blank Name is saying, accept neoliberal dogma. Okay, are we... I'm open to know if we are being dogmatic about our liberal views. I mean, if you could define what you mean by neoliberal, I'm happy to visit if we're being dogmatic about anything that we're endorsing. But yeah, I'm open to challenging anything that you think is neoliberal dogma.
Well, it's funny, but no, people use neoliberal as a pejorative, right? Yeah. And we had a discussion recently, actually, about neoliberalism versus liberalism, and you did come to the conclusion. You're like, oh no, I am a neoliberal.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I think to be dogmatic about it is that you would not welcome it being challenged, right? So I endorse many things. Endorsing something does not mean that you're dogmatic about it. Dogmatic means that you don't welcome it being challenged. But I welcome it being challenged. I love my ideas to be challenged. I'm pretty sure I'm dogmatic about something. I just don't know what it is yet, but I hope I figure it out.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.